Good evening. Welcome to the second episode of Ozzy's development related to the tunnel demo coding. So basically we continue with the challenge. Let's say we continue showing the challenge that Ozzy is facing and where he is in relation to the coding of the tunnel example, let's say, that he decided to show or share with us. So I see Ozzy with blue light on his face today for some reason. But it's not bad. it's okay. Okay, let me. Hello, Ozzy. You can say hello.
Hello. What about the blue light? Do you want me to switch
No. It's okay. I just it's that the beard was blue.
Yeah, I have this LED
Yeah.
in front of me, and I sometimes use them.
It's good.
Okay, I will just keep it as is.
Yeah, it's good. No, it was not a complaint. It was like different. Yeah, something different. Yeah. So all I ask is that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and do likes on my videos. Okay, all my videos are related to coding mainly. Few of them are related to music, few of them are related to playing, but mainly they are related to coding. I should call it not Phase 101, but I should call it Phase 101 Academy. Remember that under each video there is this more button that if you click on it, it will take you to links related to the video, but also to code related to the video. The code is Amiga, and if it's Amiga, you find it in the directory of Amiga. If it's Commodore 64, you find it in the directory of the Commodore 64. Besides my YouTube channel, I have my Facebook channels, so all groups. My Facebook page, first of all, which is my blog, but I am building my own page right now. It's I don't know, 30% completed right now. So I'm still behind, but yeah, at least I have something. Besides my Facebook page, I have my Facebook group, which I invite you to join, and of course I have also Commodore Dev, which is also related to Commodore, but anything related to Commodore. For those that want to get in touch with me, although I have Facebook, the best place to get in touch with me is Discord. Normally I reply quite quickly when it comes to Discord. If not, you can write to me also on Telegram. All the links are in the upper right hand corner, okay? And you also see from time to time a link coming up, Linktree, which takes you to a page with all the links related to myself. So this since I've been going to Italy, this has been growing. So yeah, it's not anymore 10 people or 15 people as I had before, but yeah, it's I'm quite happy with the advances that it made, at least so far. If you want to go that extra mile and support me, or want to give contribution towards me, then you have either Patreon or Coffee. Of course, you get access to things that I do not share um, on YouTube or anywhere else. So it has its advantages. Actually, I do not know how much you get. How much you get? Okay, there it is. 272. Let me. Okay, you get 272 videos in relation to coding, basically. Anyway, so that's the end of the story. And now back to me again. So we're going to talk about the tunnel coding that Ozzy is doing, and his patience, the patience that he's having with this. Let's say that. So I'm going to pass this to Ozzy while we go through the notes that he has, and then we will go through some coding. Okay, so Ozzy, all yours. And I go to the where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here. There you go. Ozzy, all yours.
No. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, yes.
Before
Talk.
starting, I just want to mention something, since you talked about Italian Amiga magazines, and there is the
Amiga Byte.
Amiga Byte. Are you reading Amiga Byte?
There is also, so there are 3 magazines which are good: Amiga Magazine, Amiga Byte, and Transactor. But Transactor, the Italian version, is very little. There were very few of them.
Yes, 3 or 4 issues.
No,
for as
6.
far as I know.
6.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Okay. They were not bad.
No. They were very good, but the English ones are very good. If you want to read Transactor, then you need to read the English ones. The English ones, there are 40, I think, or 50 of them.
I don't have it, to be honest.
Well,
yeah.
I have them.
I need it.
I have also the originals. So yeah.
I just want to mention, since these things deserve a mention, really. There is this website which is, I think, amigamagazine.info. And I think that our friend Procton did the scans, or
really?
maybe not everything, but I know he is one of the biggest contributors, because I think he owns every copy on paper, and he dedicated some times in order to scan all the pages.
I didn't know.
And also to dump, because I remember there are also the ADF files of the images of the floppies that came with the magazine at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to mention, because he did a great job. I don't know whoever was involved in this project, but this is very good to have. It's a testament of what this magazine was.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
And because I'm right now, I remember when
what is the name of it again? Amiga Info?
AmigaMagazine.info, I think it was. I'm not sure if it's the right URL. But yeah, he did really great work. I just want to mention that when I was a boy, I would say I usually read. I used to read TGM, which was the game machine. It was video game related only, and the Amiga magazine, it's far more interesting, because he talked also about hardware reviews and, of course, programming. There is a section in the middle of each magazine with some few programming articles that are really good. So if you didn't read it, I really suggest.
No, I didn't know about it, so I will look it up. So yeah. While we are at it, before we start, Gary asked when I'm going to do the game jam. The games for that participated in the game jam. It's either Friday or Sunday this week. I haven't decided yet, but it's one of these days. The reason why is I need to stream. So on Thursday I'm on the stream of somebody else, and I need to stream for somebody else also. So I do not know whether it's going to be Friday or some other day. Sunday I would like to reserve it for myself. So, but yes, I will try to do it Friday or Sunday this week. If not, it has to be Tuesday next week, because I don't think Ozzy will have something for next week anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, it depends from the weekend.
Yeah. So I haven't done it yet. The game jam, I haven't done it yet. Well, I gave some time to OSK to finish his game, but I haven't done it also because I was busy with work. So yeah. But yeah, it will be done. So we can start, Ozzy.
So yes, as usual, I say my usual sentence. I didn't do anything lately because I was concentrated on other topics. I had to finish the artsy game, just make the final package for the Flash Party. So I lost a couple of weeks in order to do that. And then other problems, as usual, some of my hardware broke down. Really, it seems here in my house, every piece of hardware at some point fails.
They always break.
Absolutely no reason.
No, they always break. Even I, Ozzy. So you're not the only one. It's they have done their time. No, so they break if you use them like I do, or like you do. I mean, I don't use them on the streams, but they break.
But the frequency I have of this failures rule. Here, it's unsettling.
I have this rule, that I use them till they die. That's if I can fix them, I fix them again, but I will use them till they die, because eventually they will die forever. So, but yeah.
Instead, I refuse to accept the dying of the hardware. I always try to do something.
The way forward is FPGA, no? That's the thing.
Yes, that's a very good form of preservation. But still, for example, my friend asked me, please recap my Game Gear because it wasn't working anymore due to faulty capacitors. Then I replaced all the capacitors, and I spent a whole weekend for this because I'm not so good to soldering. Then sparked to life again, very happy. I turn off and turn on again, and nothing. It completely broke for no reason. So this is what happens to me with my software that crashes for no reason, and also for the hardware.
No, I have your same issue. So you're not the only one. Also because I have many machines, they break. Yeah. There's someone making. I was going to say. I mean, let's say I'm making somebody happy, sending him my Amigas.
Okay, good. So as I was saying, so the artsy project is finally done. I have some people which is asking me if I'm planning to release a 2.0 version maybe in the future. For now, the project is halted, so it's, let's say, on pause. I don't know if I will resume working on that. I'm just gathering information with these people, asking what's wrong with the game, how we can improve it, if there is something that can be done in order to improve it. So just opinions, but nothing real so far. So in the meantime, I resumed my old love, which is the demo scene, which, okay, the game was a very nice experience. It was the first game for me, and I'm really happy with the final outcome. But really, the demo scene, for me, it's better. I love it. So I'm always with this tunnel coding. And again, I want to stress out this thing. In order to make a tunnel, I spent about 30 minutes on a PC with a processing or Java. And I am in the second month here, and still I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So just to make a comparison on how it's difficult to program on the Amiga. So the main problem right now with my tunnel is performance. When I started, and if you recall from my last stream, I think it was in October, we had this infamous frame rate. It was about 10 FPS, I think, 10 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't very good. And the most worrisome part is that even if you run on a higher spec Amiga, still the tunnel was very, very slow. So as demo coders usually do, they try to rework, they try to find the shortcuts, they try to write the thing using different methods. And so what we are going to see today is just a list of my changes in order to have the same result on the screen, but trying to gain some speed, some FPS. And right now I'm still at 25 FPS on a stock Amiga 500, which is quite good. I don't know if it's possible to reach 50 frames per second. With this method that I'm using, I seriously doubt it will be possible. But still, I just want to give the audience this little my thoughts, just what I did in order to gain some CPU cycles on the 68,000, and that's it. Nothing more. Maybe these little inputs will be helpful for someone, maybe for others will be trivial stuff, but yeah, I like to share what I usually do in order to gain this speed. So you can start with the page number 1. I think I wrote something.
Yeah, I had to test actually I'm going to do it again. Because there's one thing, since my PC is not okay, I didn't test the chat, so I wanted to make sure that the chat is working, but it looks like it's working. Anyway, so yeah, here is your...
Then if I have time later, I will also share my Visual Studio code and just comment my code with you if you're available.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the most simple thing that I think I could do, and the first one that I did, because it was fairly easy to implement. So first of all, where is why the Amiga is taking so much time in order to render at screen my tunnel? And anyway, do you have the executable? We can show the...
No, you didn't send it to me.
Oh, sorry, but I forgot. Maybe you can share my screen.
Send it now, and while you're talking, I will prepare. Okay, but I need to prepare to be able to show it.
But you can stream my desktop, and I can show my.
But it will be that will look not so right.
It will look very stuttering, so it's not a smooth animation.
Yeah, it's not like when you have display text. So I suggest that you send me the file. It's better.
Okay, I think I can do it. Maybe later I will take a pause and I will send you.
Yeah. When I'm talking, just prepare this stuff to send it.
Okay. So let's resume our talk.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, why the Amiga is taking so much time? It's because for every frames it goes for each scan line. So the tunnel is 64 scan line of height, and then for each scan lines it tries to paint moving data into the bit plane RAM data. And this is a very time-consuming process. And this is where most of the raster time is taken. And on the image on the right on my PDF, there is just a few instructions, but this is really where all the time is taken. So we have this cycle because the last instruction is a DBRA D7 tunnel Y, and this is just an iteration. I will go for each scan line, and the tunnel scan lines is just a directive. It's set to 64. So we are iterating 64 times, and for each one, before I was doing another iteration. So it's a for loop nested inside a for loop, because I want to iterate for each Y and each X, which is pretty common when you draw something on the demo scene. But if you think about it, there is something that you need to do before iterating. You have to set the number of iteration inside the data register, and each time you want to iterate, there is this DBRA instruction, which takes 8 cycles. So a nested loop is something that, if possible, could be avoided. You can gain some speed. Okay, it's not too much, but still, it's a lot of cycles, because each move queue is only 4 cycles, and the DBRA is 8 cycles. So each iteration, we are saving 12 cycles, which is not much, but still it's something. If you compare the result using the usual trick, setting the background color to something and then restoring it, you will notice that some scan lines are gained. So this is what is called, I think, a rolling the code. This is a new term that I learned from Pellicus, because I didn't know it was the right term. So it means just what is inside a particular logic block, you take it out and you explicitly write the code in order to have the same result.
I'm not sure it's the right word in assembly, actually, but or in English, let's put it this way. But yeah, basically, you just to explain what Ozzy just said, you have, let's say, a routine, and instead of having a JSR to the routine, you copy and paste the routine multiple times, one after the other, and in simple terms. But I'm not sure if it's rolling the code and unrolling the code. Sorry,
it's something like that.
Yeah, but
the final result is that you have something horrible to read. It's not very intuitive and not human friendly for sure. but you gain some speed. So this is something that could be considered to do.
Oh yeah, okay, Proton. Yeah, thank you. So it's called unrolling. Okay, I wasn't sure if the term is correct. Okay, that's what we were saying, unrolling the code, but we weren't sure about the term. So yes, thank you, Proton.
Yeah. And the key word here is what ProtonFig said in the chat, is memory. Because of course I got rid of a loop, so no more dbras, no more 8 cycle wasted. But if you look at the center, so it's like code 200, line code 200, we have this rept 16. And this is the equivalent form of dbra. So instead of iterating, we are using this directive, which is something that is interpreted by VASM. And I don't know if also ISM1, ISM1 or something else is able to understand.
DefPack is rep. I think ISM1 is not exactly rep, but it's the same. ISM1 has got it anyway. It's just a different type of directive, I think.
There should be a correspondent keyword, but
yeah.
So the important thing to know here is that this, as I reported on the left, the rept expression repeats the assembly of the block between rept and R. So what you put inside rept and R is just copy and pasted over and over again for 16 times. This means the final executable will be a little inflated and the RAM usage is a little bit increased. But so you have to consider various options. I'm not saying that you should always use this technique, but in this case, I said, okay, I will trade some cheap RAM in order to have some speed. And this is just my assumption, my decision. And so it's an option. It's not well, let's say, human readable, but it works. So this is my first optimization. And I could also unroll the second, the outer loop. For example, I could get rid of the dbra at line 210, but you should consider that there are some other problems in place. For example, you should, if you unroll the code too much, you cannot use references relative to the program counter. For example, if you have Lea something and relative to the program counter, probably you go out of bounds because you are putting too much code in the middle. So what you gain is what you lose after, because you cannot use the program counter reference. For example, this is just an example, but there are some downsides using this technique that it should be used very carefully. So this is the first optimization. I gained, I think, 2 or 3 scan lines, nothing big. So please turn the page and I will start with the second optimization, which is a little bit harder to understand.
There you go.
But yeah, and yeah, here, stay with me because it's not easy to explain. But I had quite a big boost of scan lines here with this technique. So this is just a prerequisite. In order to use this technique, I have to store the texture information into different ways because I want this data to be already prepared and ready to be used inside the rendering loop. So before loading the loop, I just create 4 different bitmaps, and the bitmap is constructed like this. This is just a dummy example in order to make a very simple example. So this is a tile. It's a 2x2 texture, and in reality, in my program, so in my demo effect, the texture is 16x16. But so in order to make things simple here, I'm just reporting 2x2, but the concept is the same. What I do is I draw in memory the texture 4 times, and the texture can only have 2 colors, black or white, 1 or 0, let's say it. So the first bitmap is packed in a Word format. This means each pixel, these 2 pixels are represented by a word. The first pixel is a word, the second pixel is a word, the third pixel is a word, and the fourth is a word. And whenever there is a black square, I set in memory the number FF0000, and of course, if there is no color, I just set the whole byte to 0. This is because when I will draw later, the first pixel, so remember my LEDs are 4 pixel wide and 1 pixel width. No, the wide is 4 pixel and the height is just 1 pixel. So the data will be already aligned. The same concept is for the second pixel. If there is a black square, I store in memory 000FFFF, otherwise 0. The third and the fourth pixel are just bytes, and I store F0 or just F according to the case, if I have to print a pixel or not. So I think at this point you can turn the page, and we will see why do we need really four different bitmaps. And wait a moment, because I'm not logged in as Ozzy, and I'm seeing some commercials.
Also,
and it's taking too much.
Are you using Brave browser?
Because this is my PC that I use for work, okay. And I don't want to install new software.
Yeah. Dockster, but you are using Brave browser, no? So you should be fine. Unfortunately, I do not have control on them. So, yeah. It used to be to have control, not anymore. Now it forces you. Anyway.
Yes. Sorry, I took some moment in order to take a sip of water.
Yeah, of course.
And I muted me because, unfortunately, today I have the plastic bottle. And I probably will produce some strange noises, not pleasant to hear for you. So, this is why I came out with this crazy idea of 4 different bitmaps representing each of bitmap represents the same image. It's because I want to access the memory, the bit plane memory, not too many times. I want to reduce the times that I access this memory. So previously, the idea was go fetch the pixel Is it black? Yes. Then in a particular byte of the bit plane, put F, for example. Otherwise, you just put 0. So CLR or move.b 0, the immediate 0. That was the idea. So for each pixel, I had to access the memory. With this other method, I gained a lot, because if you look at the last instruction, there is a move.w d1, which holds the value of 4 pixels. So I'm writing data for 4 pixels at a time. Instead of doing move B, move B, move B, and move B 4 times, I just use move.w once. And of course, you have to store into D1, the data register 1, the correct value. In order to do this, I use the trick of the 4 bitmaps. So I take the first bitmap, which holds FF on the upper side, and I write into D1, which also is some sort of initialization of D1. The other calls are just logical OR. So if the pixel is black, I just OR 1 with 0, which gives me 1. Otherwise, I OR 0 with 0, which just gave me 0. So with this technique, I came out with just a few memory access into the bit plane. Of course, okay, here notice that on each instruction, I change the address register. At first, I use A6, then A0, A1, and A2. And these are the pointers of the texture data. These are just my 4 images representing all of them the same concept, the same XOR texture. So this is the idea, and it worked really very, very well. I gained a lot of time, and again, I had to trade some memory, some chip memory, because I have to store the XOR texture 4 times instead of 1. But I gain some speed. That's the plan. And let me check. I remember that the executable so far is just 2 kilobytes, because when I initialize the data, it's all DC with 0, so a ds.w or something like that. So it's very easy for the compressor, which is Shrinkler, to compress all this data. But when the executable is loaded into RAM, it takes about half meg of RAM, which is a lot, because of the precalculation and all this texture data, which are multiplied by 4. So I'm still feeling that in order to have a very tiny executable, in exchange, I have to use a lot of RAM. And this is not good. This is something which is causing me many troubles, because as usual, I'm targeting an A600 because that's the machine that I love. So please turn the page. Let's see what else we have.
Okay.
Okay, this is another trick, but it's quite trivial to understand. As I said, each LED is 4 by 1 pixel. So the LED is the smallest unit that the tunnel is made of. And if the pixel is 4 by 1, it means it's stretched on the horizontally.
There you go, Dockster.
So the final result is that you have a tunnel which is stretched horizontally, and the height is just a few pixels. So what I did, I took advantage of the most famous coprocessor. I don't know if it's the blit or the copper, but let's say it's the copper. I wrote in copper list something like that. I'm just saying wait for line XX and then move, go back of 40 bytes. This means please repeat the last scan line, redraw the scan line. That's the idea. So you have, instead of having a 4 by 1 pixel, you have a 4 by 3. So you get some height. Of course, you don't have information in between the lines, so it's just the same line which is repeated over and over again. But it's pleasant to view something like that, because if you remember, I left some black scan line between one line and the other. So you have this like interleaved image. And there is this possibility with literally nothing to pay in terms of performance, or just a few cycles, a few DMA cycles, because the copper, while it's waiting, it's not really taking DMA cycles. So the idea is for each scan line, wait particular position, set this 10A, which, if I remember correctly, it should be BPL mod for the even bit planes, or the odd, I don't remember, but it's where the tunnel is drawn. And then it waits a couple of scan lines and then restores the BPL mod. So the same register is set to 0, and this means we can continue fetching data. So the next scan line. So you have this effect of repeating over and over the same data without moving data actually to the bit planes. That's the idea. And if you want, I can now give you the executable if you give me some time, just a minute. And then...
Yeah, I can do that, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you can show it, the final result. Yeah. I have the final executable in this very good PC, which is from 2010.
So it's retro also, the PC.
It's quite retro, yes. Not like the Amiga. Well, I don't remember.
But for PC is retro. 2010 is I don't know, dual core maximum.
I think 4. I don't remember. Okay, I will just give you.
So while we are waiting for Ozzy, I would like to say hello to Brigel and also to JJ Ballon and Massimo. I said so. Hello, Massimo, again. Those. Of course, Dockster.
Did you get my executable?
Sorcy, you're not showing up, Sorcy. You send it? Yeah.
On Telegram.
Yeah, I have it. Okay, so now you can talk and I prepare.
I don't know what to say actually.
No,
I just want to say
continue with this slide. No, I mean we can do the next slide and then.
No, I don't want to. I want to say that I'm very disappointed with the Amiga programming because it's a pain. It's an infinite pain. I don't know how to get rid of this. It's like a drug addiction. Every time you swear, I want to stop it because it's too time consuming and too prone to error.
Say what you did this week. So he wants to. He's swearing at the Amiga, but he's going to swear more. Say what you did this week.
You mean what I bought?
Yes.
You want to see my new baby?
Yeah. Show them your new baby.
Okay, but it's not appropriate to show this machine in an Amiga-related coding channel.
Retro.
It's retro, okay.
I mean, but I do not have time for all the machines, but
okay,
it's still retro.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the Amiga. But yes, I can try to because it's very heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it. It's so heavy. And only for you channel.
Yeah. First time on air, this machine. First time on air.
Yeah. Can you see it?
No.
No, I must raise.
Yeah. Very well. Yeah. Now we see it. Now
okay,
we see the keyboard.
I can't keep this position for
no,
much.
a little bit down, so they can see. Read. It's an MSX2. No, now it's reflects if you do that. It's an MSX2 machine. So he decided to buy an MSX2. So yeah, if the Amiga is a pain, can you imagine how much more pain this is going to be?
I don't know because I don't know what's inside. I only know there is.
It's a good machine. Don't get me wrong. It's a good machine. I mean,
it's a heavy machine.
I like it, but I do not have time for other retro machines. You know, that's the thing.
Okay. I apologize if I'm going off topic, but for what the guy who sold me this told me that there is a possibility. Actually, it's not a possibility. It's something which is happening for real. That we get an MSX3 from the original author.
Yes, but running on Linux. So I don't know.
I don't know the details of the project, but to me it sounds very cool because imagine what happens. Imagine what happens if, let's say, J Miner is still alive and it came out with this announcement. I will build a new Amiga. Everyone will be very excited, according to me.
Yes, but yes, of course. I'm not saying no, but it's. The fact that he's using Linux under, I mean, I didn't. I mean, because I'm following it, to be honest, just for curiosity more than anything else. But the fact that he's running it on Linux, it's puts me off because that means not puts me off because that's not right word to say. It's disappointing. That's the I would have preferred if it was FPGA. I was expecting him to do something on FPGA, but yeah.
Isn't it an FPGA project? I don't know. I'm not well.
No. The last time I followed, it was not FPGA.
It's not.
No.
So it's just emulation because he said it's retro.
No, it is like It's like BMC bare metal. It's like I don't know if you know BMC. It's bare metal. So basically, you have a kernel, the Linux kernel, and then the kernel knows about the hardware, and because it knows, he talks directly to the kernel of the Linux, but it's still encapsulation of the emulation. It's better than proper emulation. It's a lot better because it's bare metal, but
something in the middle.
Yeah, let's say that. Something in the middle. Yeah, you can say that.
Probably because FPGA it's an expensive solution, and
also FPGA requires time now to get it right, a lot more. And so I
I don't know
understand
if this is
his
the
age.
problem.
I understand his age, and yeah. So yeah, it's
But also the Amiga fans have the Amiga Mini, which is an emulation machine.
yeah. That. But I didn't buy it, so for me, it's not the machine that I would buy.
Come on, now it's coming with the full size.
Yeah. Well, if it's it depends how they're going to do it. I will buy it if it's not emulation. If it's a Raspberry Pi, then I will not buy it.
But I really think that it's an emulation machine, a software emulation.
Then I'm not going to buy it. Then I'm not going to buy it. As simple as that.
A new Amiga.
No. It's not an Amiga.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have too many Amigas right now, so I don't have space for other hardware.
Yeah, but you still bought an MSX.
Yeah, this is a big problem because I don't have space for this MSX.
Listen to what he's saying. He doesn't have space, but he bought an MSX.
Yeah, because it was a bargain. Like all the other stuff that I have, it was a bargain. I couldn't turn down the offer.
Yeah. So, I'm preparing it, okay? Just a few more minutes.
Come on, it should be easy. It's just an executable, 2 kilobytes.
Yeah, but I told you my PC is not okay, and you didn't send me the file. So now to run it, it takes me a bit of time.
Oh yeah, in the meantime, I can prepare also my VS Code. The VS Code is already here, so...
Oh, I'm nearly done. I'm nearly there.
Good. Now I'm the most hated streamer in the universe because I showed off an MSX in Amiga channel.
No. No, it has nothing to do with that. But
and it also comes with an built-in printer, and he's able.
That's why you bought it, because of the printer, right?
Yeah, because I needed to print kanji, and I don't know anything about Japanese and kanjis.
Okay,
so I really don't see the point of this.
Let's see if it's going to work, because it's still syncing, and I think it needs something that needs to be synced.
Oh, now that I'm thinking of it, I remember that FSUI WinUIE has this option, which is a DMA debugger.
Am I right? I haven't used it.
But it should be interesting to see what is showing, because I remember the DMA debugger on WinUIE. It tells you where the DMA slots are taken.
No, I could not run a standard workbench like last time, so I ran a 68030. Okay, so don't complain.
Okay.
CLI, we need CLI.
Take your time and just looking at some ads. They are very invasive.
I'm there. I just need to run it. Tunnel. There you go.
Let me see. Oh, it's going to...
Yeah, I thought it's 68030. I told you, because I do not have a working workbench 1.3 right now.
Yeah, this is another problem that I have to solve, because if I want this to be run at a certain speed, I have to introduce some sort of delay for faster machine, because the stock Amiga is not able to do this. It just miss one scan line each, so it's going 25 FPS because of this. But if you run it on this machine, it's much better. I would say it's full frame rate probably. This is full frame rate.
I didn't read the messages, so give me a second because there were some messages.
Private?
No, Proton Fig thought that you bought a Mega 65. No. Gary said, I've never been happy. Well, I do not know to what he's referring there. But source, did you see me waving this morning? Oh, I must have missed that. Oh, you were talking to each other. You live close to each other or what? I didn't know that. Ah. Okay. It was something between you guys. Ciao, Brigel. Yeah, just continue. I thought I missed some important message. Not you guys chatting about seeing each other in the morning.
Okay, so just don't pay attention to the effect. They are just a test in order to understand how this animation could be improved, how to make the effect a little bit more interesting, because if you just look at a tunnel with a texture tunnel with just rotating, it's not so interesting. So I had this suggestion from Pellicus, I remember, some weeks ago, and he told me just to apply a mask, maybe to have this effect a little bit interesting. So you see sometimes there is this pattern of blue pixels, blue and black pixels that just cast like a shadow. And so inside the game loop, I just say each time add a raster line of this mask in order to see what's the difference, the look and feel of the tunnel if I change it. And to be honest, I like the black and white version more. But yes, it could be something that...
It should be blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow, okay.
No, for the Phase 101, I'm not referring to something
yes.
else.
yes. Of course.
But please note, this is not ready. He's still going through this. So he will improve it a lot more. Also, right now I'm running it on a 68030, not on a standard 68K, because my PC decided that it didn't sync or needed to resync with the cloud, and because it's resyncing, it's I do not have all the software yet again. So yeah, I do not have the setup that I normally run with 1.3. So yeah, that's why it is a bit fast.
Yeah. Probably.
However, I saw the version that you had before this one on the 68,000, and it was not bad.
It was much slower.
It is
anyway.
No, of course, but it was not bad. It is of course it's a lot slower, but it is okay. It's not that, oh, what I'm seeing, it's not that it is too slow. It was okay.
The main difference with the previous version is that in this version the tunnel is, you are going towards the center of the tunnel, and at the same time the tunnel is rotating along the y-axis. Instead, the previous version was just you don't have the y rotation.
So yes,
it's the main difference.
Yeah. Now I remember. Yes, true.
So I managed to add the extra code in order to rotate the tunnel without losing performance, and with the tricks that I explained before, actually it's going much better. The frame rate is much better right now.
So, Proton asked you how much raster line is it taking this one?
Here, what you are seeing, I think it's full frame rate. I don't know because I didn't test this particular.
No, it's not, because when I tried it for you, you had maybe
it's not full frame rate.
It was no. When I tried it on the Amiga, and I send you a picture, you had about another 50 raster lines, I think. No, in the previous version.
When in the previous version, I think I was using something like, I don't know,
200 for sure. I think 200.
2 scan lines and a half. It was something like that.
2 scan lines.
2 scan lines.
No,
and
the
a
whole
half.
thing. The whole thing was not 2 scan lines. I mean, I wish it was
2. Sorry, two frames, 2 full frames. So 256 scan lines plus the V blank interval.
Okay.
So I know it was very slow. It was going 10 FPS, I can tell you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So it was going slower, a lot slower.
Yeah. It was
right
a lot
now,
slower than this.
Right now, it takes a full frame plus something. I can't achieve 50 frames per second. I wasn't able to do it. But still, this is going, if you run this on a stock Amiga 500, it goes 25 frames per second, which is, for me, is good. A lot of demos runs at this speed, and it's enjoyable.
Yes, 25 is still good.
It's something bearable for me.
No, there were even games. There were many that ran at 25, so it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's fine. Unfortunately, I have to paint all this data, all this pixel, over and over again, and I can't use the blitter because in using the blitter here it doesn't make sense because I print a pixel at a time. So I go pixel by pixel, so 4 pixels each time, and setting up the blitter in order to start the blit, it's a waste of time. The overhead is not something that could help me. The only other
Proton is asking why not to animate it completely. You mean storing the frames and then animate it one frame after the other?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's something that you can do. But I think, Ozzy, you don't want to do this, no? Because I think I asked you this in the past.
It depends what you are trying to do. If you want to do the effects and just these frames, yes, it makes sense to store outside the bit plane all the frames and then just blit inside the bit plane. And in this way, probably you can achieve quite easily the 50 frames per second.
Yes.
I didn't do this because I'm too much ambitious. Because the next step that I'm trying to do is to change the center of the tunnel dynamically. So I want to compute at runtime the tunnel with a different center. In this way, you have this feeling of moving around the tunnel. That's the main idea. And another idea will be change the texture on the fly. So maybe I can change the texture. Instead of having a checkerboard pattern like this, I can just, let's say, made another random pattern, and the effect, even if the engine is the same, you can have some effect change with another type of tunnel, an infinite type of tunnel. So, of course, with this storing mechanism outside the bit plane, this is something which is not doable because you will need a lot of RAM. But for a simple animation, it will be the way to go. If you just want to show a single tunnel rotating at a particular position, the suggestion is good. But as I said, I'm trying to, because I'm not a fan of storing the whole scene outside the bit plane and then bleeding inside the bit plane. It's not something that I like too much. I always try to pre-calculate only the strictly what I need, and I can't do without. Here I have a lot of pre-calculation, to be honest, because all the transformation tables are pre-calculated. Of course, because the Amiga has no concept of arc tangent or trigonometric function unless you go on FPUs. So I have a lot of pre-calculated table in order to achieve this, but I'm not pre-calculating the whole frame. I'm just pre-calculating the transformation table. And I will show you in a minute, if I can share my terminal, my VS Code, what I mean with pre-calculating the transformation table. And notice here, it's just when the image is shrinking, it's just to show the difference between a normal copper list and the copper list, which is repeating the same line, the same skyline line 3 times. So you get this different situation. You have, if you don't repeat with the copper list the same line over and over again, you have this image which is, let's say, stretched horizontally. And maybe this is something that I personally don't like. And okay, this is a good catch. Have you tried to make these lines based and then filling? So could be an idea. This could be an idea. Because there are part of the image which are fillable. I don't know, because the filling algorithm of the blitter is something scary to me, because there are some corner cases that you have to take into account. For example, if there is only one pixel on the particular scan line, then you have to treat it differently. Usually the fill algorithm is used combined with the line feature of the blitter. So first you draw the lines and then you fill it. Here I build the tunnel from pixel by pixel from X, Y0 and then XY64. So I don't know if it's doable. Filling on CPU, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm filling with the CPU.
Yeah.
And I get this result. Even if it's just one bit plane, it's something that for the Amiga, it's quite a heavy task to lift. So if you can share my screen, I can show my VS Code, and maybe we can go in
but
depth.
Hold on, you haven't finished the slides. Oops, that shell came up.
The last slide I just want to take for the grand finale.
Okay, so there is... Oh yeah, because the last one. Okay, I didn't realize it's the last one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think the next is just the last one.
Yeah. Okay, so share your screen and let's see if it will work, because that is something we didn't test actually.
Improvisation.
Yeah, we didn't test. So
I will try to share on Discord my screen if you're okay.
Yeah, share it. Let's see.
Wait, I don't know how to share. Okay, live stream, and I can share only my application, I think, which is...
No. If you go on, you tell it to share the screen. Oh, okay, let me see. If you are sharing, you're sharing. The font, is it big enough?
I can increase the font size. I forgot to do it.
Yeah, we have something. Let's put it this way. I'll tell you in a minute if you need to increase the font size. Because I have your screen with screens on top of it. If you can increase it a bit, I think it's better. Because OBS is, because of Discord is really making it difficult for us. Yeah. I mean, it's readable, but it's smashed, if you know what I mean. Oh, Ozzy, you still there? Oh, we lost Ozzy. Ah, oh, funny enough, he lost electricity. He doesn't have electricity. It's total blackout. Okay. So, guys, I think this is where we'll have to end and continue next week. He wanted to show the code MSX Pay 2L Proton. Good one. So yeah, unfortunately, he sent me a message on my mobile that there is no electricity. So that's why we lost him. We lost him when I told him that his PC will probably die when he goes on stream because his PC is not powerful enough. Okay, so he connected them on the on the socket. So guys, apologies for this. It's one of those things that happen. Yeah, we cannot I cannot continue with the stream. He was going to show his code, show exactly what happened, and then basically do the last slide, because the last slide is not surprise, but there's something in it. We will continue next time for sure. Unfortunately, these things do happen. So guys, thank you very much. Let me put myself there close up. Guys, thank you very much, and I hope to see you either Friday or Sunday. I want to do the streams. I want to do the Game Jam games. Okay, so for sure that will happen, and maybe I do some coding too. So guys, thank you very much. Bye bye.